and informing our viewers. So we all wanted to be this amazing, supportive and positive moms, but somewhere along the line it got crossed and helicopter parenting encroached upon us. We're all guilty of running around with sunblock and sun hats and even incest repellents. We've all stayed up past 11 rewriting grade 6 essays just because we thought our kids could do a better job if they didn't have extra homework. We refused to do trainer wheels until our kids reached puberty. Sounds familiar? Guilty as charged. With us in studio today is Hafsa Karim, mother of 3, attorney, entrepreneur and community activist. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you for having us.
It's only a pleasure. And Nadia Karim, occupational therapy student at Wits University and the second of 4 siblings. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's only a pleasure. So Hafsa, what do you think is the most pertinent reason that mothers become helicopter parents?
Well, helicopter parenting is obviously when a parent has very close ties to their children. And I think the most important reason is that they either have a sense of guilt where they themselves didn't have that kind of attention, so they feel they need to continuously and consistently be in control of what their kids do.
Okay.
Another reason is the anxiety and stress, where they fear for their children's safety, or they fear that their children may not perform like they're supposed to. And one other reason is peer pressure, where you see other parents being so in control and so involved in their children's lives that you feel you're not doing enough, and that's when you start imitating them and start having more control over your kids or what they do.
Okay, so basically it's what we see and we mimic, and also anxiety of a lot of moms that lead us to do this.
Yes, and obviously if you look at today's times, it's not like it used to be where you could safely leave your child to go unattended anywhere. So that's the reason many parents, I think, are so involved in their children's lives, where they need to be in control of everything they do. But there has to be a balance.
No, obviously. Okay.
Are you suffering with anxiety, stress, depression, marital issues, drug addiction, or unsolved past traumas? Do you sometimes battle with low esteem, negativity, and poor motivation? Psychologist Anisa Karodia has 17 years experience and will help effectively resolve the emotional and mental blocks that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. Contact Anisa now and get started on your journey.
Nadia, from a student's perspective or from a younger person's point of view, do you think that a mom hovering triggers anxiety in a young kid or in maybe a teenager?
I feel as it does, because from a child, if you have your mom always there for you, she's looking out for you, she's sorting out all your problems, she's completing your assignment, and then the minute that she's not there, like when you go to varsity or you get married, then you're suddenly in the real world and with the real life stresses and pressures, and you can get completely stressed out and you definitely experience anxiety.
So do you see this? Is it evident in teenagers, in university students, in younger kids? Do you see that anxiety creeps up on them?
It's definitely, because they're so used to having a support system, and the problem comes to my mom will sort it out, or something happens to my mom got this. And then suddenly you're on a bigger scale, it's only you, no one's looking out for you, and it's like, what do I do? And you get completely thrown off.
Thrown off the game. Okay. Hafsa, like you said, because of the stress and the anxiety and because of our environment in that, is there any positive consequences to helicopter parenting?
There are a few positives in that at least you can, support your kids, knowing that if they are in a situation where they need you, you're there for them. And apart from that, they also make more informed decisions, because as a parent, you would give them the whole scenario, and they don't have to just find their feet by themselves. Okay. So I think there are, but not that many positives to helicopter parenting. When your kids are little, yes, it makes a big difference. if they have you and they have your support and they know they can come to you and they know that you're there to support them. But as they grow older, you need to let go of them and you need to let them be more independent and learn for themselves and take their own decisions.
Okay, so is it easy to do this, to let go after you've been hovering for a while? Is it easy?
No, I don't think it's easy, especially for a parent who has an only child or a parent who's always been involved or has nothing else but their child to keep them occupied. It becomes very difficult because it's exactly like the empty nest syndrome.
Right.
So what happens for a parent is they start feeling that they no longer of value, they no longer need it.
Absolutely.
So
Okay, so by hovering, are we actually using our kids as crutches to continue our lives?
well, some parents do. Some parents do. They actually live their dreams through their children. They insist their kids must do certain sports which they wanted to do, or you must become a ballerina, or you must do this, or they choose friends for their kids, And that isn't really very healthy for their children.
That is such a valid and pertinent point. Nadia, do you think a helicopter mom steals her child's social independence?
Yeah, because a child learns through trial and error, and that's how they develop how they're going to deal with everything in life. So the minute their mom basically hovers over them and tells them how to live their life, they have this expectation to act in the way that their mom wants them to act. So they don't believe. They'll think it's them, but I personally believe that you're going to behave in a way that your mom has sculpted you to become. So that's not really you. And also the decisions that you're going to make, the friends you're going to make, the life choices, your future, everything is going to be what your mom wants, what your parents have told you. This is where you're going. This is what you have to do. So in the end, you're not really going to be your own person.
Okay, and then can you see that this child has a mom that's hovering because of the choices she's making and all that? Like if you had a friend, would you be able to tell?
I don't think you'd be able to tell. You just think this child has their life figured out. They know what they want. They on their game. They're good at their grades. Everything. You'll just think that okay, she's a hard-working student, which could be the case. She could just be a hard-working student.
Alright.
But on the inside, she could also be getting pressure from her parents or even from other family members to do well, and that's not really what she wants. She could be more artistically inclined, not so much in academics or more into sports. But
absolutely. Yeah. So in a way, a mom hovering actually is stealing your independence and your friendships and your social life.
Definitely.
Okay, Hafsa, how would you, I touched on this earlier on, how would you overcome hovering and balance your life or ease yourself or ease your child into becoming a better parent and a supportive parent without doing all these crazy stuff?
Oh, there has to come a time where you cut that umbilical cord. You must give your children space. So the best thing to do is to give them coping skills, to teach them. So if you fear their safety, then teach them about safety.
Okay, can you just give us an example of something like
For
that?
instance, if you know your child has to walk from school, so you tell them, when you're walking from school, don't take a ride with anybody, don't get into the vehicle and don't talk to strangers unnecessarily. So you've already given them those skills and they know now. There was an incident of a mum in the UK who sent her 9-year-old alone on the tube to take a ride.
Oh my gosh. So is that a good thing?
And he coped because she explained to him exactly what the processes were and what not to do.
Okay.
So if you give your children these tools and skills, then they will survive and then it takes off the stress from you. But if you're going to constantly make your children fear, they themselves will then suffer anxiety and not want to do things.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's really such a valid point. Nadia, this is a bit of a difficult one, but I want you to answer this, honestly, okay? Do children eventually start resenting or hating a mom that is a helicopter parent?
I think everyone needs an outlet to place their blame on. So the minute your life goes wrong or not as you planned, you instantly you'll say, oh, it's my mom's fault because she wanted me to do this, she wanted me to do that, and now it's going wrong, and it's not the way I want it to be. And then from inside you'll be like, it's all my mom's fault, but in actual fact, it isn't. She just wanted the best for us.
Yes, and she tried to guide you to the best of her ability. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't think of it like that because when your kids get bigger, and like now when I hear about this sunblock and sun hats and all that. I've done that, but you do it out of the love for them. But in the end, you should have been giving them coping skills, I think, or teaching them how to put their own sunblock and when to use it, and so forth.
Are you suffering with anxiety, stress, depression, marital issues, drug addiction, or unsolved past traumas? Do you sometimes battle with low esteem, negativity, and poor motivation? Psychologist Anisa Karodia has 17 years experience and will help effectively resolve the emotional and mental blocks that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. Contact Anisa now and get started on your journey.
Hafsa, what are your final tips? Final tips for mothers. For mothers that are helicopter parents, how to or what not to do and what to do.
Well, cut yourself some slack. Enjoy parenting. That's what parenting is all about. Give your children an opportunity to grow. Respect their wishes. Respect their ideas, their thoughts. And encourage and support them. If you don't do that, then you're forever going to make them dependent on you. And like Nadia said earlier, even when they're married, then they're going to be calling you all the time because they're not going to know how to manage any situation.
Any stage of their life.
So yes, let the apron strings grow, let your children grow and let them fly.
MashaAllah, that is so inspirational. Nadia, from a teenager's perspective or a young person's view, what tips do you have for them?
I believe as children, as much as we won't admit it, our parents have lived life and they do know all the good and the bad of life, and all they want is to advise us, and we do want the best for us. So to listen to them, hear them out, let them be there for us, let them support us, but also don't let them overpower or like come over what you want. Have your own goals and your own desires and your own dreams and go for them, but listen to what your parents have to say.
Absolutely. So there must be that interaction or communication to get us on the right path. Thank you so much for being in studio with us. It was really, really, really empowering. Remarkable info today. Totally empowering. So instead of helicoptering our kids, I think it's time we started to strap parachutes on their backs and then teaching them how to jump. That's it for today. Catch us next week on Lodium Today for another great episode. Assalamu alaikum.